Alright, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm going to be coming at you guys with a completely different setup that I have yet to see anyone use in Call of Duty Warzone. This is a very unique class setup. As far as mobility, it is excellent. In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing to you guys the GRAU SMG setup. It's actually a very good setup. It's pretty much the GRAU you know and love as far as everything about it, except for the mobility of it is incredible and faster than some of the SMGs in the game. So we're going to go over the attachments that I'm going to be using in this class setup, as well as breaking down what those attachments do to the gun, and then comparing it to the MP7 head-to-head, because most of you guys should know the MP7 is what I think is the best SMG in Warzone. We're going to be comparing the time to kill head-to-head as far as up to what ranges, so you guys can see how it competes against the other best SMG in the game. So the first and foremost thing you guys should know is the attachments we're using. The number one attachment we're going to be using is the drifter barrel. That is obviously the short SMG barrel, which is obviously going to give you a faster aim down sight and a faster movement speed. Your aim down sight is about 15% faster, about a 2% faster movement speed, with about 25% less range. Most of you guys should know the GRAU already has an excellent range, so negating it by 25% is definitely a big chunk, but it's still the most range of all the guns, so it's definitely still very good. The movement speed being increased by 2%. Obviously, this gun comes default with 97% movement speed, so it's definitely going to be very good. And the 50% aim down sight time being faster is definitely going to help out a lot. So the next attachment we're going to be stacking with that is obviously going to be the no stock attachment. Once again, 15% faster aim down sight time with a 4% faster movement speed. The next attachment we're going to be using is the 50 round extended mag, obviously just because we need more ammo with an SMG. We're going to be rushing a lot, so definitely need the extra ammo. So what those attachments are obviously going to give you stacked up together is a 5% faster movement speed, which you now went from 97% all the way up to 102% movement speed, which the only other gun in the game that can do that is actually the MP7. So this is one of the fastest, probably top 2 fastest guns you can actually make in all of Call of Duty Warzone. Then what we're going to be doing is stacking the rubberized grip on there, because you guys should know with the drifter barrel, unfortunately it does give you a little bit of an increase to recoil, but what that does comes with a built-in foregrip, which is obviously going to block your underbarrel section of your gun, so you can't put any commando grips or any kind of grips on there, which is somewhat of a big negative. But obviously the last attachment in Warzone, you guys know the one attachment I recommend pretty much everything, the monolith suppressor, and gives you about 10% more range for a 10% slower aim down sight time. So basically where we're at right now with this class setup is, like I said, at that 102% movement speed, which is faster than any pistol, faster than knife, faster than MP7, which is the fastest gun in the game. Your aim down sight time is now 200 milliseconds. 200 milliseconds is pretty average for SMGs. It's going to be faster than the AUG. It's also going to be just as fast as the Bison, which is an SMG, so your aim down sight time is incredible. I've been using the GRAU for a long time, and the aim down sight being 200 milliseconds is probably the biggest thing you will notice. So the thing to talk most about is obviously you're putting the no stock on there. You're putting a drifter barrel, which is going to make your recoil a little bit worse. What does it do to the accuracy? You guys can see on the screen right now, the class up on the left is the normal GRAU class I ran with the Nexus barrel and the no stock attachment. You guys can see the recoils are very identical, if not almost identical. The only difference is the stability. You guys can see the drifter barrel class up, the SMG class setup kicks a little bit more left and right, and the first few shots are a little bit harder to hit. So it definitely is almost as good, but not as good. Obviously, not being as stable. Can't put that commando foregrip on. There's definitely a big negative in my opinion. But as far as where that base range is going to take you with that drifter barrel being 25% worse, the base range drop you're going to get all the way up to 28 meters is almost the max range of every SMG in the game, which is what's going to make it an excellent SMG. I definitely recommend you guys try running out, just because the movement speed alone, and as far as that time to kill up to what range, is going to compete very well against all the SMGs. So what you guys will look at on the screen now, as far as the overall time to kill and up to what range, what you guys can see is the MP7 all the way up to that close range up to 19 meters, which is in your close range fights. It's going to kill faster, but that is where the MP7 is going to drop off in range, all the way up to 51 meters, where the MP7 is taking its damage drops. The GRAU is going to kill faster, all the way from 19 to 51 meters, which I would assume is anywhere between 50 to 75% of your fights is between that 19 and 51 meter range, where the GRAU is killing faster, so that definitely is what makes it very good. You guys can see over 51 meters where it drops off. The MP7 kills about 1/10 of a second faster, which if you're hitting your shots with the GRAU, it's definitely going to be very comparable. Definitely can compete almost identical head-to-head versus this MP7, which I just made a video on talking about how good it was. So now we're checking out the GRAU SMG, and if it's beating the MP7 in almost all the ranges besides close and at that max range, or at the max range and the close range, you're talking about half a second, half a tenth of a second to 1/10 of a second difference. Probably won't even notice that in game. So it definitely competes very well against the best SMG in the game. Definitely a class that I highly recommend, just because you're getting an insane increase to your movement speed. Your aim down sight is incredible, and you still have an AR, so your damage is still very, very good, but it is an SMG stance. So definitely want you guys to try this class out. I definitely thoroughly found myself really enjoying it. It was able to finally get on their side of the map and be able to move around so fast because the movement speed was so well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys are new, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys use code Trapgod on all of your scuff and GFUEL purchases. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one.